Hello.
Did you get my message? Did the rabbi tell you that I'm supposed to sleep from the windows there? I sent you, maybe, I sent you a message, I sent you a phone call. Maybe I got it out of the, I have my new phone. That phone number is so long.
Oh, yeah, he did send us that email. You're right, Helena. Yeah. Um, so when do you want to? Yeah, let's do it at the announcements. That makes sense. Okay. I'll make a note to call you up.
Rabbi list. We've got a lay rabbi and a lay kid. So we have some music that we're listening to. And then I think now jump in when you can.
Don't, so just bring your book.
Hey, Jim.
Okay, it's 6:30. Huh? La 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 As you might be able to tell, I have a bit of laryngitis, so I'm going to do my very best to sing as long as I can, and you might get him for the rest.
Nobody wants that.
That's not true. That's not true. Shabbat Shalom. Please open your books to 128, prayer books to 128 for our opening hymn song. Sorry, that part of me that always creeps in every once in a while. For Hine Matov. Hine Matov Manai Shetahim Gam Yahad. Hine Matov Manai Shetahim Gam Yahad. Hine Matov Manai Shetahim Gam Yahad. Hine Matov Manai Shetahim Gam Ooh, this is starting a little early. Well, welcome everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. As we leave the week behind and usher in Shabbat, I just wanted to highlight how special it is that we have our community. And with us this evening, either perhaps on Zoom or at least in thoughts, we have several members of our community who are mourning. And on behalf of TBT, we send our sincerest condolences to them. Reflecting on this week's Parsha, we are reminded that God invites us to bring our gifts, our offerings, because we each enrich our community together. And so take a moment and say hello to the person next to you, introduce yourselves, and then we will begin the service. Yeah, thank you. So, for those who may not know, I'm Jody Ambrosino, and this is my beloved Stu Weinzimmer, and it's God calling. Exactly. No worries, no worries. And the rabbi is away this week, and we are here to lead our service this evening. So please at the end, come up and say hello. We'll be doing Kaddish in here or in the social hall? Kaddish. Kaddish. We'll bring it in. Okay. All right. I'd like to invite Sabrina and Karen and Cher to light the candles for us. Oh, and Donna, come on up. Come on up. The more the merrier.
Shabbat candles is light to all who behold us, so we, like our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel to kindle light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Now, just before the service, I handed out a little piece of paper to some of you with a name on it. And these are names of hostages, Israeli hostages that continue to be in captivity. And so we want to take a moment to join as a community and say their names out loud so that we can pause and take a moment and remember that there are still some that have been taken out of their communities, but will always be a part of ours.
You have a piece of paper.
Please stand.
At your seat, and we're all going to say the names together at the same time, so it's going to be a wash of sound.
Begin, please. Lior ben Michal, Tal Shalom, Dor Shalev, Tal Shalev, Omer ben Shali, Ram ben Mayam, Yossi Sharabi, Alon Lulu Shemriz, Shalom ben Abishag, ben Binyamin Cohen, Hagid Rafeli Mishkin. And, thank you. Do you have the prayer for captivity in your prayer books? Is there a copy of it in your prayer books? Otherwise, we'll read it here. Okay. Well, with them in mind, we will read the prayer for those in captivity. Our brothers and sisters, the whole house of Israel, who are in distress and captivity, who wander over sea and over land. May God have mercy on them and bring them from distress to comfort, from darkness to light, from slavery to redemption, now, swiftly, and soon. Please turn in your prayer books to page 124. And we are reading on the bottom prayer. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden everyone, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We now turn to page 138 as we enter in the Shabbat Bride, and we will be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And we stand for, for those who are able, we stand for the final verse. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet ve'letila. La 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 lechadodi. La 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 lekadkala. La 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 penei Shabbat. Likrat Shabbat lehu v'nelha kehimekol ha'bracha merosh mikedem nesuha sof mahashem ben mashava tehila yarara la 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 dodi la 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 lekot kala penei Shabbat nekah he tore Please stand. Please be seated. Thank you for bearing with me. Please turn to page 142. As we say, peace be to each of us, to all of us, messengers of God. We will not be actually singing all of the verses that are in the prayer book on page 142, just because I'm trying to preserve what I have. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Mahei Hamlaim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch So if you are able, please stand for our Baruch Hu on page 146. Yeah. Turning to page 149.
So on 148, you can join in if you know, and as we call the evening in with the Ma'ariv prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma pateach she'arim uvitvana mishanei itim machalif et hazvanim u'mesader et hakochovim b'mishvarotehem barakir kirtzono Boreim yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or Umavdir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch, aleinu v'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
We turn to page 152, and you can stay seated or rise, whichever you are most comfortable doing as we join in the Shema. We
You
go
can be
on
seated for the Ve'ahavta.
to page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha mehayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher Elohim mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatan levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tizkeru v'asiten et kol mitzvotai iten kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem v'eret Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
On page 157, we read, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. turn now to page 161 for our Hashkivenu in English.
We'll just be on the top of 161. And we can all be together. This is a lovely prayer to say together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
As I've learned to lead services, I'm appreciating again that how this first part is really to ready us, to help us shift gears from the busy weeks that we've had to Shabbat, a time of rest when we can reflect, be with community, and hopefully be at peace. And so I invite you now for our, as we shift to the next part of our service, when we, again, the standing prayer, right, as we say, where we proclaim our faith and our love. So please stand if you are able. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Adonai, Sefer Tifta, Ufi Yagir Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Esther Avot v'Imaot, U'mevid Gulai b'neihem, Leman Shemo v'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiach baruch u'marid haGashem, Mechakel chayim v'chesed, Mechayim hakol v'rachamim rabim, Zomech noflim v'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem nato l'shenei afar. Michamocha ba'adurot, U'midomelach, Melech memid u'mechayev, U'matzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. HaKadosh, Hashim HaKadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalu ha'selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. at the point in our service where we are invited to take a few quiet moments to spend either reading prayers or just reflecting yourselves on the week that has ended, and on the community, again, that brings us together here today. So normally at this time, I would love to sing the Ritzay because it is a prayer that reaches deep within my heart, but that's not going to happen tonight. And so instead, on page 175, I would love just, if we could read the prayer that it otherwise I would be singing with you. Ever-present one, on page 175, sorry. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai Shebaoth Le'lavta B'yiram Na'avod. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. Lord, my rock and my redeemer, Lord, my rock and redeemer. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. I'm going to share a few words of Torah for y'all. So this week's Torah portion is Parshat Terumah. We read from Terumah, which is Hebrew for donation. As a former temple president, that word is near and dear to my heart. So we are coming close to the end of the book of Exodus. This parsha, and unbelievably to me, the next 4 parshot after this are all dedicated in staggering detail to the specific instructions of building of the Mishkan, or the tabernacle, the portable structure that will be the spiritual center of the community, housing the 10 Commandments and serving as the literal dwelling place of God among the people. Now, in Torah study, we often hear that there are no extraneous words in the Torah. Every part, even if repetitive, serves a purpose. And having now completed our own building here at TBT, I do recognize the importance of detail in any construction project. But in my copy of the JPS Bible, this description of the building of the ark, of the tabernacle, is 40 pages in length, which is actually a full 10% of the entire Torah. That's far more than even the creation of the world, which only takes 10 pages. Charles Dickens got paid by the word, so I understand the rationale for that. But clearly there must be some other point to all this detail in the building of the Mishkan. So let's place this parsha in context. So far in our story, the people have been treated to a series of life-saving miracles in rapid succession. They have witnessed the plagues brought down upon the Egyptians. They've been liberated from bondage and brought safely across the Red Sea. They've been given manna in the desert to eat. They have received the Ten Commandments, and they have witnessed firsthand the thunder and lightning issued forth from Mount Sinai, demonstrating the awe-inspiring power of God's might. Now, that's quite a lot to deal with. And as the husband of a psychologist, I've learned about that much of psychology. So I'd say that it's easy to imagine that the people have been both physically and emotionally traumatized. They have now found themselves unmoored from any previous concept of their own home or identity. They have only ever known one way of living. And even though they were slaves, at least it was familiar to them and in some way comforting in its predictability. Psychologists refer to schemas, patterns of thoughts or frameworks that we construct in order to interpret our world and our place within it. Jean Piaget, who first popularized this concept, applied it specifically to children who have to rapidly interpret and understand new experiences as they encounter them. And while schemas are useful in that regard, they're also shortcuts, simplifications, and can unfortunately lead to incorrect conclusions and beliefs, both about others and ourselves. For instance, if we experience a negative encounter with a person of a certain different race, we may make the erroneous judgment that everyone from that race or group is similarly, we can expect negative experiences from them similarly. And internally, if we have a negative belief about ourselves, our own abilities, or our own talents, we may reject or dismiss any contradictory information that disproves that belief, which leads us into cycles of depression or despair. So now what do we think about the people themselves at this point in their physical and spiritual journey? They've been repeatedly saved by God, acting through Moses, in a series of harrowing, cataclysmic events. But they've been the recipients, and that they've been the beneficiaries of all this good fortune. They've not been the agents of their own good fortune. They've been the objects. They have not yet found their power. They've not yet found their strength as a single people. It is perhaps in the building of the Mishkan, a shared project that will simultaneously unite them as one community and also imbue them with a sense of purpose and identity. And it will demonstrate to them that they now have the ability to create. Now, when our kids were young and played with Legos, or in our case, Ello, does everybody remember? Ello was on the market for about 3 years. Unfortunately, somewhat gender normatively, Legos for girls. I cringe at that now. I can still remember the look of pride and accomplishment when our girls would show us what they had made. And then they would take the thing apart and make something else in a continued series of reinforcements that they were builders, they were creators of their own making. So this continues to be an important lesson for us today. And again, as a former TBT president, I have used this analogy before. It is in the shared communal building of our synagogue that we define ourselves as a community and gives us strength. Now, you can build this place as people like John Lesage, who was here earlier today setting up the microphones for us. Literally, John came here every day for 4 years to actually build this structure. You can build TBT by your financial contributions, as many of those of you have so generously done. And you can build TBT through your donation of time and energy, serving on a committee, singing in the choir, reaching out in our chesed groups, as you'll hear in a few minutes, or our kulanu group, or our many kesher circles, to forge and strengthen bonds within our community. In commanding the people to build the Mishkan, God instructed Moses to tell the people to bring gifts from every person whose heart so moves them. It is not in the receiving, but in the giving that we are strengthened. Or in the words of Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, it is not what God does for us that transforms us, but what we do for God. It is what we do, not what is done to us, that makes us free. Shabbat shalom.
So now as we, again, reflect on community, our prayers are also rituals that can bring comfort to us, especially, when we're, again, in such a new land, and as our Torah, as Stu so beautifully wrote about our Torah portion, and starting anew. Rituals again, give us something to do. They also can bring us a sense of comfort, a sense of predictability. And so we think of those who need comfort from us as a community. And I will read their names now. Temple members: April Diamato, Norma Diamond, Josh Lipschitz, Mark Warner, and Stacy Reed. And our loved ones: Connie Ambrosino, Robert Shapiro, Anna Pacos, Lily Haas, Phyllis Barrenhouse, Mickey Bart, Jay Fliss, Sydney Scher, Mark Ostreicher, Bart Young, Matthew Pincus, Debbie Schnur, Joanne Criscuolo, Linda Garmisa, Soraya Casey, John Van Steenbergen, Kyle Mullins, Keith Siegel, Mark Linnett, Arlene Whaler, Paul Frischman, Bruce Petroff, Shelley Kozlow, Ronnie Lustig, Jim Solomon, Art Maisano, Tim Maurer, Carolyn Cooperman, Megan Long, Kathleen Long, Sharon Peck, Ben Peck, Martha and Mark Potter, Gloria Newell, Sabine Meyer, Carol Bartlett, Michael Murphy, Beth Zagoria, Edison Goff, Marsha Wasserman, Melissa Mihalko, Marnie Katz, Joel Katz, Benjamin Mayer, Ben Ruth, Ira Weiss, Father Dan McLaurin, and Deanna Rosenberg Garabo. And for anyone whose name hasn't been shared and would like to share, I invite you to do so now. And for all of those, we think of them, that they can receive comfort knowing that our community is praying for them and supporting them. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened with the power of your love. Mishavera Havotenu, Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. Mishavera Himotenu, Sararich Halea Verahel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. We now turn to page 586 for Aleinu. Please rise. So before our announcements, we'd like to invite Helena up to the bima. She has some words, important words to share with us about our Hesed group. Yes.
Hello, my name's Helena Schanzer. I'm representing the Hesed Committee. Hesed means loving kindness. Hesed is a core value of TBT, giving a helping hand and receiving one. It's all about community. We want to create awareness that we are a community, not just within our temple, but outside as well. We are hoping to foster the sense that if somebody is in need, they can turn to TBT community. Our committee mission is twofold. One is to organize opportunities to support all members of our community in good and in bad times. Two, to create opportunities to all members to support others in good and bad times. This way, we both give and receive. We are hoping to continue to build a culture of kindness so all our members know that we are part of a network of people who want to celebrate the simchas in our lives and to be there to support them in difficult times as well. To accomplish this, we will need helping hands as mitzvah messengers in any of our action groups that you would like to participate in. This is what's coming. It might be a needed ride to a doctor's appointment, a meal for somebody who is ill, or recovering after a hospital stay. Deliver a meal to new parents, tech help, bereavement support. If you're able to be in our network of mitzvah messengers, you will be among those we will contact when a request comes in. On the flip side, if you like to receive a little assistance, we would like to hear from you also. We expect that many of you, over the time, be both the giver and receiver. Please contact Amy, Lee, or Leslie Hyman, who are our committee leaders, for more information. As you read in the recent shofar on past Wednesday, we at the Hesed Committee are happy to announce a new way for us to connect with a link that's called Lotsa Helping Hand. We are sharing this link, and we encourage everybody to join this group by following the link and signing up as mitzvah messengers who can lend a helping hand. If you are able to help, you do. If you can't, maybe it'll be next time. Opting is not an obligation. It just means keep me in the loop so I can help when and if I am able. We appreciate your participation and the continued effort to make TBT the best that we can. I am available at the end of the service to answer any questions. And Shabbat Shalom to all.
Shabbat Shalom. Warm welcome to all of the guests here with us tonight. I'm Donna Fettis. I'm co-chair of programming here at TBT. Join us in person tomorrow at 8 a.m. for mindfulness and meditation, and at 9 a.m. for Torah study led by Ira Wise. The programs will also be available on Zoom, and the links are in your email. Make sure to sign up as a mitzvah messenger, as you just heard from Helena, with our Hesed committee. And information can be learned tonight or in your email for more information. On February 21st, TBT will host the first of a series of joint sessions of sacred text with the First Congregational Church of Madison at 10 a.m. Email Lydia in the office to sign up for the 4-week series. Kol Ami will host movie night showing Shanghai Ghetto on February 21st at 7:30 on Zoom in preparation for the March 3rd joint program with the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven, Surviving the Holocaust, with Gita Maris and Monica White. I just want to put a little plug in for that program. It's going to be excellent. I was lucky enough to meet Monica and Gita last summer. Monica works in the field, or is retired now, but worked in the field of aging. And they're twin sisters, and they spent the first 8 years or so of their life in the Shanghai Jewish ghetto, and they're going to be sharing their story with us. So it should be a very, very special program here at TBT, and also live streamed. That's March 3rd from 4 to 5:30. And on February 25th, TBT will host Gail Slossberg, the CEO of the JCC in New Haven, at noon for an intimate and interactive conversation together with Rabbi Moss following the Israel Reading Group discussion. For the Israel Reading Group, Please remember to register for the class with the office to receive emails and updates. There are even more events in March, including Eliana Light as our musician in residence for the Solidicor Music Weekend, which is the weekend of March 15th, 16th, and 17th. Should be a great program. There's a save the date in your shofar, the one that came out in February with her bio, so you can learn more about her. And soon we're going to have the full program out there, so you can learn about the different events going on that weekend. And there will be a group field trip as TBT goes to church, so stay tuned for more on that. Next week, we look forward to the religious schools dinner with the 5th through 7th graders and celebrating with the Nadell family as Mia becomes a bat mitzvah. Mazel tov to Mia. Please remember, there's no religious school on Sunday, and the TBT preschool and office will be closed on Monday in observance of President's Day. The preschool will also be closed on Tuesday for February break. Again, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, Stuart.
One addition, I think I missed it. The Havirim, the men's club, will be meeting, despite the no religious school, this Sunday morning at 9:30 in the community room downstairs. So if you're coming, go and park down in the lower lot.
And if you're like me and aren't going to remember those dates, just go on the website. It's all on the website. And our shofar that comes out. Please turn to 593, our reading before Kaddish. And then you're gonna do the names first.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. Together, please. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our light burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life.
Going to read the names of the members of our synagogue and the family members and loved ones of the members of our synagogue. Please stand when your loved one is called. In our first week of Shiva, Ken Gammerman, congregant and husband of Martha Gammerman, Toby Ruth Geller, mother of David Geller, Klaus Epler, father of Amy Epler Epstein, Ruth Beitel, mother of Jennifer Friedman, Lucille Alderman, mother of Lori Walker, and our yard sites, Gilbert Ormland, Leslie Coe, Paul Goodman, Lisa Green, Ira Goldman, Richard Klein, Barbara Lee, George Walker, Rose Geringer, Harry Weinstein, Geraldine Stutzman, Kathleen Prescott, Pearl Lurie, Edward Mizell, Jeff D'Amato, Anna Rosenthal, Jane Rudner, Keith Bartell, Louis Galitzer, Eric Romine. If there are any other names anybody else have a yard site they want to? Milton Bear, thank you. And let us all stand in community as we turn to the Kaddish.
598.
Thank you, 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, b'yalma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach me'olam u'mei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitha'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal, shmei d'kudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiram v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama v'yamin shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, uya asei shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. Please be seated. As we close our service this evening, we reflect on, again, that we are building again. And so with that in mind, we handed out the words to our final song, Olam Hesed Yibaneh, I will build this world from love. It's kind of repetitive, so hopefully you'll catch on. Yeah. Olam Hesed Yibaneh, Yadarai, Yadai, Rai, Rai. 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 I will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadai. We're going to bring our...
I should have gotten this before, so I'll just vamp while she gets the... So Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm glad you were able to join us, at least until the rabbi gets back.
I love it.
That's great, John.
So we turn to I believe it's 128. Yes, yes, it's up at the beginning. Here we go. 123, excuse me.
Does everybody have grape juice?
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Yeah, whatever people are comfortable doing.
Stand, sit. It's fine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodosho v'avad u'ratzon hinchilchanu, zikaron l'maaseh b'reshit. Ki hu yom tehillah lemikrayei kodesh, zecher tziyat Mitzrayim. Ki banu b'chata, v'atanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'yahava u'ratzon, hinchalchanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen.
microphone back in the rabbi.